Alright guys, let's talk about Land of the Dead, which is the fourth Night of the Living Dead film in the franchise. And it is the one where I enjoy this one, but it's not one that I love. Like the first three Living Dead movies, Night, Dawn, and Day, I really do love and enjoy. Land of the Dead is kind of that in-between where it's good. It is a good, like it's solid, but it's not like as great as the first three movies. And it only gets worse from here, unfortunately, because after this, I really am not a fan of the other two. But I'll review them, but I'm not really a fan of those. So I'll put as much positives as I can towards this one, but this one you're not going to hear as much the first three movies for me. One little detail I thought that was awesome starting out is that they use the classic Universal logo with the plane flying around the Earth. That's really, really cool. And it's in black and white, and it does black and white narration where you've got somebody on a speaker talking about, like on the radio, talking about how zombies have broken out. And, like, it's very effective, and it works in a way where it connects really good to the other movies, even though every movie is kind of on their own thing. Like, they are about people evading zombies, but I like how that had a little connective tissue in it, just that opening. That was pretty creative. I thought that was awesome. And just like with Universal and with Disney, like in terms of like studios that do creative, cool logos, I really love that. I love that they did that and brought back the classic Universal logo. It's kind of like whenever they did it with Ouija Origin of Evil, where they brought back the 80s Universal logo and 70s Universal logo. That's pretty cool. I really enjoy that when they do that kind of detail, like little aesthetic like that. I think is really cool. Also, it's really cool how they continue on with like they do in Day of the Dead, where the zombies are learning more, and I think that's creative. Where like there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where these characters are watching these zombies trying to live their normal lives before they became zombies. Like there's one guy playing playing a tuba, and then there's one guy doing all these things that they would have done in real life. Like, I just think it's really cool. Like, they're in their natural, like, place they were when they were alive. I also like how there are rich characters in this movie where they're the ones on top in this big-ass tower run by Dennis Hopper. That's pretty cool. It's just this gigantuan building where, like, it is, like, 200 stories tall. Like, it's just a big ass building, and I really think that that's cool. And they are in there living their best lives while everybody that doesn't live in there is suffering and dealing with zombies and on this island. And it's really, really cool. And of course it's run by Dennis Hopper. Of course, that's really awesome. Now this one, in terms of like characters and kills, this one to me is why I don't like it as much as the first three movies, where these characters aren't that memorable and the kills are okay. They're not that memorable either. Like, it's weird because this one really does feel like it's not that much of a... There's not much of the same feeling as the first three for me. Like, this is still solid, but it's not the same feeling. I don't feel the same way about how the kills are, the characters are. I think they're honestly kind of just okay in all regards in this movie. But that's not saying that this movie's bad or unenjoyable. It's enjoyable in aspects, but to me, it's just not enjoyable as the first three. But I'm also being a stooge because the next couple are gonna suck for me, so it's like I'm kind of really shouldn't be this picky, but really the last two I think are terrible. So we'll see what I feel like on rewatch, but I really didn't like those on first watch. Also, one other minor detail I thought was really cool in this movie, that zombies in this version have to go into water and literally swim in water to get to this island. That is really awesome. That's a really cool touch that I really enjoyed. Again, every film of this franchise so far does something different with zombies. And also Tom Savini, biker zombies back. Awesome. Alright guys, that's my review on Land of the Dead, and tell me down below what you think of Land of the Dead. For me, it's just, as I've said already in the video, it's just an okay movie. It's got some okay things about it. Like, I think the characters and the kills are okay, but they're not memorable like the first three, in my opinion. But it's still a solid movie that has good things about it, but for me, this one is more forgettable than the first three, which are great. I love the first three movies, so this one is just in between for me. So tell me down below what you think of this movie, and thank you guys so much for watching.